VeThor token. Now, VeThor token is kind of an interesting one because obviously this pays for all the transactions on VeChain's network. Um, it did quite well in the last bull cycle as well, from like the lows that it was in the bear. I'm not convinced we're going to see a new all-time high here, though. I've got to be honest. And I'm going to talk about exactly why I think that. I'm also going to take a look at really how VeChain's grown because VeThor's success is going to be based on VeChain's success. Before I get into any of that though, guys, if you're new here and you don't know what this spreadsheet is, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that the video is about on the channel. Now, in all the videos, I show myself buying up these coins. They were cryptos that I expected were going to make me a lot of cash. If you'd have gotten on these coins the same time I did, these are the prices you'd have gotten in on. Say you'd popped $100 into these coins when these videos came out. After 15 months, you've been able to sell at these prices, and these are what your profits would have been. So 100 into each in under a year and a half would have netted you a profit of over 123 grand. Now, you do not have a year and a half to sort your portfolios out. You don't even really have a couple of months. We're in a bull cycle right now. It's October, and the market's going to try and push forward. We're already starting to see moves. So if you're holding cryptos you're not confident in, it's probably because you're not going to make any money. If that's you, pause this video now, check out copymycrypto.com. That's the site I run where I share with my members the coins that I own. Whenever I'm ready to buy or sell any coin, I tell my members the coin that I'm going to buy or sell, the price I'm going to do it at. So my members make the same profits as me because they copy along, they're in and out of the same coins at the same prices. On the site, you'll see what my members have earned. You'll see the successes we've had. You can read their testimonials. It's all public record as well, so you can verify it all online. And guys, if you like what you see, try this service out. You've got nothing to lose, especially before these markets start ripping. Now, VeThor. So when VeThor launched, it launched at like 4 cents. Now, in the last bull cycle, it did hit about 2.5 cents. And you got to bear in mind, at points, this was like 5/100ths of a cent kind of deal. So did really good gains. Now VeThor is basically the token that plays all the role for the functionality of VeChain's blockchain, right? Its primary purpose is to facilitate processes and transactions on the blockchain. It's basically the smart contract layer of the network. The founder is the same founder of VeChain, which is Sunny Lu, who obviously has had some really strong positions in big companies. He was IT manager at Bacardi China. 1 year later, he became the CTO at Louis Vuitton China. Then he switched over to the IT sector of the company, becoming the CIO of the Chinese division. A year later, the idea for VeChain was born. Sunny Lu founded the company. At first, VeChain was a subsidiary of one of the largest powerhouses in China's blockchain history, which is Bitsy. Later on, though, Sunny Lu separated from Bitsy and VeChain became an enterprise of its own. In 2018, the company went through a significant rebranding process, which resulted in creating the VeChain Thor blockchain and the VeThor token. Now, the VeThor token is unique due to the fact that it is a VIP 180 standard token. VeChain token is primarily a value transfer token, whereas VeThor is just vital to everything that happens on the blockchain. It allows for very good transaction times. It is open source, so developers can pool together their efforts. VeChain Thor developed meta-transaction features which allow participants to organize multi-party payments and multitask transactions, which is actually quite unique. We don't see that in crypto. And this versatility allows a huge array of different benefits, particularly when you're working with big businesses. Now, one thing that is worth noting, there's an enormous supply. You're looking at 81.4 billion tokens, and there is no max supply in that regard. Well, it does say the max supply, sorry. No, it does say. Max supply is 86.7 billion. There's only about 5 billion left. I say only, but in the context of already having 81 billion out, it's not actually that much. So about 8%, no, not even 8%, about 7% of the supply still to be released. They use something called proof of authority consensus, which allows
it to validate transactions more swiftly. Not only that, but they are heavily influenced by the Ethereum virtual machine and uses some of the main concepts that have been employed on the Ethereum blockchain. The POA consensus relies on approval from an authority masternode, which is selected by the VeChain Foundation. Authority masternodes have to disclose their identity and build their reputation before the VeChain Foundation approves them. So one thing that is good about that is because they're fully doxed, they're not going to have risk doing anything dodgy. Now, VeChain itself is just, they're working with some of the biggest businesses in the world. They actually sponsor UFC now, so you see VeChain. I watch UFC all the time. Whenever you watch a UFC fight, you can see VeChain darted around the octagon. They've also launched, VeChain have launched VeTHO, which is a way for people to earn, but it's also a way to get the community engaged and a way to really develop and push forward the actual organization. They also have their grants system for 2.0. Fundamentally, the success of VeThor is always going to depend on the success of VeChain. If VeChain absolutely kills it, if they start landing more and more deals, and don't forget they've got deals with BMW, Walmart, China, Bayer, I'm sure they've got Volkswagen in there as well. Enormous brands, like the biggest brands, and some of the biggest brands in the world, billions and billions and billions of dollars. They're supporting there's a lot of German actually, DHL as well. And they're supporting the supply chain of a lot of these companies. The tracking of goods is like a big thing, and they've got real-time data that allow them to do that. And again, every time VeChains land, nail down, and support a bigger business, VeChain's going to have excitement and heavier investment, and VeThor will pump off the back of that. Now, what's going to be really important is usage, fundamentally. If we're not seeing a lot of usage of VeChain as a blockchain, we're probably not going to see VeThor itself do that well. Usage is going to be important. So, how many retail investors are using VeThor? How many people are using the VeChain DeFi solutions or the NFT solutions? That's going to be important, because as of right now, you can see volume is terrible. For a coin that is 158 mil, $1 million in volume over a 24-hour basis is not good. Now, granted, I'm recording this on a Monday, so the last 24 hours, most of that was Sunday. Sunday volume is lower, but even when we scan along, you can see volume's always pretty weak. Also, what doesn't bode well, they're already on all the big exchanges, on Binance and Coinbase. And with that kind of volume, I would have concerns about the potential of delisting down the line. Not necessarily this year. VeChain is this is intrinsically always going to be tied to VeChain. And as long as VeChain remains on the big exchanges, I think it's unlikely you would see VeThor be removed. But you can never really predict how these exchanges are going to behave. And if they were to delist, this tanks really fast. And that's what happens with every crypto that gets delisted from a Binance or a Coinbase. So that's a concern. Now, like I said, in the last bull cycle, it went up to highs of around 2.5 cents. Its all-time high was when it launched, when it hit 4.2 cents. We're not getting back to that level, not right now anyway. And to be honest, in the last bull cycle, get to 2.5 cents, when there was more excitement around VeChain, and there's not really tons at the moment, I would be hesitant to see this doing much, to be honest. I think realistically, best case scenario here is probably around 1 cent. Probably about 1 cent. So the highest it's hit so far this year is about 0.5 cent. 1 cent still brings it back to an 800 mil market cap. I think it's going to struggle to do much more than that, to be honest, because fundamentally, again, it's on all the big exchanges, so it's not getting a listing bounce. With the low volume that it's got, there is a legitimate risk of delisting, because fundamentally, crypto exchanges are in the business of making money, and if your coin has not got a volume that's bringing in trading fees, they might delist you. So I would be concerned about that. I'd probably be looking about this to hit maybe 1 cent, my perspective. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Do you think this can do you think I'm being really harsh? Do you think this is going to bang up to 5 cents or 10 cents? Where do you stand? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, look, we're in a bull cycle right now, and if you are not happy or confident in the cryptos you own, do something about it today. Get onto copymycrypto.com, have a look at what my members have earned, read their testimonials, watch the videos, you'll see the successes we've had. It's all public record as well. Copymycrypto.com is where I share with my members all the coins that I own. Whenever I'm ready to buy or sell any crypto, I tell my members the crypto that I'm looking to buy or sell, the price I'm going to do it at, so my members can copy along exactly. They make the same profit as me without any work at all. If you're not confident in the cryptos you own, it's likely because they're not going to make you any money this year. That is not the position you want to find yourselves in. So getting your portfolio sorted out has to be a priority. Time's of the essence. So like I said, pause the vid or finish the vid and check out the site. And if you like what you see, guys, try it out before these markets really start ripping. And that's it from me. See you in the next vid. Bye-bye.